Greetings and welcome. Thanks for joining me once again for our Let's Play Bjarnrik campaign. As always, before we get going into the gameplay, we're just going to do a brief recap of where we left off, how our nation's doing, and what our immediate plans are going to be going forward for the next couple of years. So we did just get done with our third war with Laurent, easy as ever, and it just keeps getting easier as we keep gobbling up more and more of their territory. We're sending our troops over to the eastern side of our empire, and we're going to utilize, since they're black flagged, we're just going to run them through everyone else's countries till we get over to where we want to go. How is our nation actually doing? Well, we've got a max manpower of 362,000, and we're recuperating 4.4k a month. You can see that up top. Very, very nice. A lot of nice modifiers you can see going into that. How's our economy doing? Not too shabby. It could be a little bit better. I feel like we're a little bit stagnating. I don't know. But it seems like we're fluctuating between 350 and 370 or so. But we are having this very respectable 165 in the profit each month with fully maintained everything. So very, very good there. Military, you can see we're up to 537 max. Woo! As soon as we build out, and let's go ahead and we'll do that right now. What do we have any template? An army of 30? Let's just go ahead and spam a couple of those out. Boom, boom. We can fit one more. We'll throw one more up there. Why not? But that's a lot better than letting all that manpower burn off. You can see we only need 2,000 men, and we're going to be recuperating twice that. So it's going to easily just keep going up and up and up. Up to 37, almost 38% professionalism. We've just been drilling in our spare time whenever we're not at war. Plan going forward, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the cores back for our new vassal steel. We haven't done that yet, so we'll be going to war with Arion here very shortly as soon as all of our armies get over there. And then after that, and our truce is up with Corentar, we're going to go ahead and take those cores back, both for Hammerholm and then as well as for a steel there. So that'll be pretty good. And I think since we've got absolutely zero aggressive expansion with these guys over here, you can see the most is Aelinor, and we really don't care about them. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a few more territories along the wall here, because all of these are the white walls of Castanor, and we need those to reform into Black Castanor. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll take those two cores and maybe those two walls as well. And then we'll take the one core down here, take all their cores here, and then probably this white wall of Castanor right here as well. You can see core, and give them one extra little territory. So that shouldn't be too much aggressive expansion, and it keeps us working towards our goal, which of course is to, where is it? There we go, revive Ebenfrost's empire, and all we need at this point is all of the wall. So we're going to be actively working towards the wall, getting that done, start annexing these guys very soon. We are negative in the Diplo power, and that's just because that peace deal, we took all of their colonies. So Laurent doesn't have any colonial nation anymore. It already went over to our guys, and we are coring up all of this territory. Well, the only one we need is one more, because we do have 4, so that'll be 5, and that'll spawn us a new colonial nation right here. So we're working towards that. But anyway, that I think covers everything. War with Laurent, Armenian nation's looking pretty good. Finally got that power projection again. Very, very nice to get that +1 to each mana each month, because we're at least 50. And I think for this session we're just mainly going to be focusing over here in Escan. And if people get a little bit too upset at us over in in Western Canor, well, yeah, we might fight a coalition or so, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to focus everything over here on the Escan area against the Coronite. So Anyway, I think that about covers everything, so let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay. Alrighty, so all of our troops are in position, for the most part. We're going to go ahead and declare war against Arion here, and we are going to do a reconquest, but we are going to also co-belligerate Newshire. You see that's going to call in just one more small little nation over here. Not a big deal, they're pretty much a nobody. But the reason for that is they do have one of the cores for our vassal Covenblad. So we're going to go ahead and feed that back to them in this war as well. So let's go ahead and declare war, and we'll just say for Catalesvord, co-belligerate Newshire. We don't need to co-belligerate anyone else. I haven't even checked to see who would call in. Let's go ahead and go to war. Well, well, well. It's time for a 10% discipline event. Now, we are going to be taking this 50 administrative power, but that is going to push us over the cap. We're also going to be dropping exploration ideas here very soon, and I was thinking about holding on to it for a little bit longer, but I think we'll go ahead and drop it right now. Boom. You see it's going to go ahead and refund a little bit of diplomatic power, and that does free up a new slot. And I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to go ahead and swap over, and I was thinking maybe economic. That'll go ahead and it'll double dip down. You can see with influence for another diplo relation and 100% vassal force limit, but it also combines pretty dang good with quantity for even more land force limit and even cheaper troops. Depletion chance reduction, interest per annum is okay, land maintenance modifier, cheaper buildings, lower inflation. So this is a good option. We're not planning on going super duper wide. If we were, we would of course take, we have gone a bit wide here, that's just the nature of the beast. But we could take admin ideas. It's not the worst. It would make our diplo annexation cost cheaper. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and we'll just do economic. Religious would be really good here too, and administrative if I planned on going super, super wide. But we're just kind of slowly taking it and annexing our vassals as we're going. But let's go ahead and take whatever ideas out of there we can. There we go. We'll take that 50 admin and 10 discipline. Not too shabby. And that'll make it a little bit cheaper to get our next admin technology as well. So very, very good there. As far as how's the war been going, it has been going on for a little while. You can see about 2 years now, pretty close to 3, and they are super low on the war enthusiasm. Pretty much all of them are, except for the one nation. I'm not even sure if they have mill access to get to us. I haven't even tried to get into them. Yeah, there we go. So maybe we'll start heading their direction there, but in the meantime, we're just kind of sieging down everyone. And we did lose early game, and you see we did lose in another fight right here, but that's because we were able to catch all of their army up here. And, our manpower, look at that, we only need 27,000 men, and they, on the other hand, don't have any to spare. They were up to 100,000 troops. They've got no manpower, 70,000. 80,000, no manpower. Same thing. The only nation, no men. The only nation that really has been unscathed have been these guys because we haven't even fought them in a battle. So anyway, we're going to be moving our main army up here. Let's see if we can catch a good fight here. And I imagine they're not even going to try to come and reinforce because you can see that morale. Because even though we just lost that battle, we took all of their morale in order to do it. So we should be able to very easily fight this 40,000 Orc Refuge. Let's go ahead and take them in. Oh my goodness. So many notifications. There we go. So very good. About even on the trade. A little bit in our favor. And we'll go ahead, shift consolidate, and we'll just keep marching straight up and keep hammering into them and catching these small little army stacks over and over and over, because they cannot afford to keep fighting like this. And this is just our specialty. We've got, you can see up there, we're up to 437,000 manpower, and that's because our next crown colony did spawn in, so that's given us a nice little boost there. But we've got so much manpower, we can afford to fight like this. We can afford to take twice as many losses. And, you know, this is we're not even at twice as many. We're burning on attrition. Who cares? We can just keep fighting like this, and then eventually we'll just get to the point of inevitability where we've got too many armies. We're spread out too much. They can't stop all of us all at once. And we can just keep going in and catching their small armies because they won't be able to replenish. Look at that. Perfect timing. Easy stack wipe. So anyway, let's go ahead and backcap now that their armies are pretty much all destroyed for the most part. Look at that. Arion down to 24,000. Easy peasy. And we'll go ahead and we'll clear up any of the rebels that spawn up, recap all of this, and pretty soon we should be looking at a peace deal. I don't think we're going to take anything out of Ibavar, but, you know, Kervuria does have a bunch of cores there, so maybe we'll just keep letting them eat up Kervuria, and then maybe we'll see about vassalizing these guys in the future, because they'll be able to get cores on this entire area if we allow them to keep getting bullied like they have been. But anyway, that'll be for the future. In the meantime, let's go ahead and wrap up this war really quick, and I'll be back with the peace deal here very shortly. Couple easy stack wipes, almost done with their nation here. Pretty much as soon as this fort falls, maybe they'll take the peace now. Nah, not quite. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this fort to fall, and as soon as it does, we should be able to peace out with Ibavar, and we're just going to go ahead and start piecing them out one at a time. Starting with Lucian, we're going to go ahead and start piecing these guys out. You can see we've got a couple free diplomats. This should be pretty quick. We're just going to demand full money, war reps. We're going to go ahead and have them annul treaties with the alliance there, and then also have them steer trade towards us. Very nice. Alright, so they did completely give up there at that 99%. And for Ibavar, we're going to be going ahead and pillaging their capital. That's going to give us 111 in ours. We're going to take some war reps. We're going to make them steer trade to us. And we're just going to fill out the rest with trying to give them some loans there. So easy peasy. Not a lot of aggressive expansion. Not worried about it. Another one out of the war. These guys I'm not worried about. They weren't important to the war effort anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and piece these guys out. So we're going to be demanding all returns to Estiel. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're also going to go ahead and take that territory, and we'll just go ahead and take that for ourselves. We should be able to core it. You can see not a lot of aggressive expansion. Really not that much at all. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take maximum money, and then capital won't give us anything. We don't want them to end the Orcish Purge. I'll take all the orcs that they want to give me, but let's go ahead and do war reps as well. Why not? And that's another very easy war done and out of the way. Let's see if we can core this. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so now that that war is over, you can see that we did get a little bit of aggressive expansion, although it's nothing major. And most of it is with the guys that we took land from previously, like Corintar. They're a little upset because it's land we took was right on their border, and it's actually land that they have a core on. But everyone else is very, mid, right around 30 to 40, so not too bad. We could go to war again with Corintar for those core returns, and I think we'll go ahead and we'll do that. It will rack up a bit of aggressive expansion, a little bit fast, but I think we should be able to get away with it, because most of the land that we're returning here is going to be, those 3 cores. But I do want to get these as well, so I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit much, a little bit too fast, but I also feel like we're kind of at the point where we don't need to worry about it. We are down to 88,000, but you can see we're making 5.5K a month. We're up to 440,000 manpower, and that's just because our colonies got done and our annexation finished over here with the Great March. But anyway, I think we might play it chill for just a couple years, let our armies finish recuperating the men that they need, build up a little bit more manpower, and then we'll go ahead and we'll go to war with Corinthar, and we'll take probably this all three of these wall territories that they have, as well as the core returns for our nations. So let's go ahead and get to it. Curveria here lost a huge amount of territory, which is looking actually pretty dang good for us. You can see they have cores going all the way across. The orcs of Anbennar here just took this massive chunk out of them, as well as the orcs here in Burramond. Ashianade doesn't really have cores, unfortunately. It seems like they lost theirs, so they wouldn't really be a good vassalization target. But I'm thinking if Curveria does get another good war against them, maybe from Arnen or something, and they get small enough, we might have to keep our eyeballs open here, because we might want to try picking them up. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead, and since we have some free diplomats here, I'm going to go ahead and improve relations with them, just in case. You never know what might happen over the next couple of years. Okay, so we are getting pretty close to where I feel comfortable declaring war again and dragging this out. You can see we're up to 160 manpower in the reserves there, and I just want to kind of bulk that out a little bit. We got done annexing Westmoors and Great March there a little bit ago. What I did in the meantime, however, was I went ahead and I force converted two of my vassals over here, two of the halflings, and you can see that did give them a little bit of liberty desire. If we go ahead and check them out over here, you can see 62 and 65, and that is because of that enforced religion plus 100%. We did just start improving relations with Pairview, so just to make sure that they stay at that 200. But for Appleton, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and trade those favors for trust. And we'll just max that out. 50? Yeah, there we go. And that should reduce their liberty desire. Boom. 43%. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with Pairview. You can see they're only at 59 trust with us. So as soon as we go ahead next month ticks over, we'll improve their trust with us, and that'll drop it back down. And the reason that I'm enforcing religion is I would like to convert more of this territory to the Skaldheric faith, but by enforcing religion on these small guys right here, they'll go ahead and start converting these provinces for us. You can see it's all Regent Court. And since we only have the one missionary, he's working overtime right now, and we still have quite a few. You can see all these territories that we need to convert. And so we're just going to utilize our vassals, force them to become our religion. And while it might give them a little bit of liberty desire, they will start converting for us. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll do the same thing with Tom's Bridge. You can see we're at 182. And we'll go in, boom, we'll enforce the religion. See, that jumps up to 55%. So we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. We'll go down. How many we've got full 100. We'll go ahead and we'll bump that trust all the way up to max. And just like that, down to 36%. So we're going to go ahead and do that with Bigweed as well, probably as soon as one of our diplomats get back. But I just want to keep you up to date with what the plan is over here, because I do want to go ahead, like I said, get this all converted up. Alrighty, it's been a couple of years. I think we're going to go ahead and declare war against Corinthar. You see that they do have a couple of allies, nothing too major, a little guarantee on Blood Gorger, not a big deal. We went ahead and we preemptively moved our armies over and made sure that all of our morale is back, except for one guy. We forgot to disable drilling. That's okay. you shouldn't be fighting anyone over here right at the start. But anyway, let's go ahead and declare war. And it will be the Reconquest. And we'll just do, it doesn't matter which one, Bradnoth. We're not going to co-belligerate anyone here. We don't need anyone else coming in on the war, and we're not taking anything else. So let's go ahead and get going. Well, it seems like a couple other guys were drilling. Again, not a big deal. These guys, we'll send them straight over and move these guys down for backup. And these guys, we're going to see if we can't rush straight to their army. And if I have any other cannons, which I do not, it doesn't matter. We'll just send them straight onto the capital. So, anyway, without anything else, let's go ahead and get into this war, and I'll be right back with you here in just a few more months' time. Oh, and we did catch them right there, right at the start, actually. Very, very easy battle. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let them in. Ooh, and it was a stack wipe. So that is all of the army for Corinthar. You can see that absolutely decimated. Looks like they did call in Counts League. I didn't realize. Oh, they're a junior partner. Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense. So we just got to be a little bit careful here. I'll probably move my cannons over, and once they get there, I'll shift this guy off to protect him. But yeah, anyway, this should be a pretty quick and easy war, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Oh, and our Empress did just die. We're now on to Askel II Bjarnson, and he is, not that good. Let's go ahead and select our current deity. None of our vassals are remotely looking to be rebellious at this moment. We are up to 8 diplomatic. And that is because we're still benefiting from Tail 15. So that's going to drop down to 6. And I imagine once it does, a couple of these smaller guys, just because we enforced religion on them over here, you can see that there, they will probably be rebellious. And you know, I don't think that that's the worst idea to go ahead and maintain Tail 15. It'll also help us when we go to annex them. It'll be a lot quicker. So we'll just go ahead and keep with Tail 15. There we go. And we did just get an heir, 260. Not that good. We might quite potentially here just try to look for a new one. But we'll probably hold on to our prestige for now. Yeah, that's not looking too good. Alright, that should be all of their army. Yep, gone. Gone. I think these guys maybe have a couple thousand. Nope, even they're completely gone out. So let's go ahead and start piecing everyone out. I do want to go ahead and take the capital here of Marhold really quick, and that's just so we can demand a little bit more out of the peace deal. I am going to have them divert trade to us. We'll go ahead, let's see what else we can get out of them. Probably some war reps, always good. Maybe full money. Oh, we can't quite get that, so that's going to be the reason right there why we wait. So we're looking pretty dang good. Very quick and easy war. I think it lasted all of, what, 1 year? Yeah, a little bit over a year. Not too bad. We got Marhold. There it is. Easy peasy. Nice little damaged hold. Sorry about that. Don't mind me. We're going to go ahead and start by piecing out with Marhold here. And we will bump that up to max. And then what do we want to do? Anything with that 5%? We could have them annul. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe with Corinthar. I like that. I'll pay a couple hundred ducats. And that's just because this is going to leave Corinthar much, much weaker in the future. And Marhold a little bit weaker as well. See, we've completely destroyed their military. And so they would be ripe for an invasion from someone else. So we'll leave that option open. Maybe Clouded Eye and Dog Eater want to go ahead and go to war with them. But anyway, go forward a day. Open up the Diplomacy. Go ahead. Same thing as always. Steer trade. Ooh, they don't want to steer trade? Well, we're at 21%. We'll go ahead and we'll just sit on it. There it is. Super quick. So as I was saying, we'll go ahead and we will make them give us steer trade. Yeah, why not? War reps. A little bit of money. Any alliances that we like? Nah, not concerned with it. There you go. Another one out of the war. Go forward a day. And what are we going to take here? Well, of course, we're going to return our cores. Boom, boom, boom. We're not going to have them return to Blood Gorger there. Don't care anything about that. Now, let's see how much aggressive expansion would we actually get. 88! Oh my goodness, that is insane! So we got to figure out some way to tone that down just a little bit. 65, 66... 55? I could do with 55. That's not bad. And that is going to give us the South Gate as well as Air Urian. So I think we'll go ahead and do that for now. We'll leave them with these territories. And then we'll go ahead. No pillaging, no transfer. That's all fine. We'll just go ahead and rip all their money out and then break any last alliances that they have. Alright, and I like the look of that. Boom, boom, boom. Another war done. And we just got to go ahead and core all this up. Very, very nice. You can see our guys here have not... Oh, get out of that screen. Have not started converting these territories at all. And I'm going to take a guess that the first reason is potentially because they don't have enough money to sustain a missionary. Especially since these are all fairly developed provinces for the most part. You know, you got Tonbridge is probably the weak link. Even Big Wheat's, yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is instead of just annexing them, because you can see this is only going to take, what, less than a year? Maybe 1 year? Instead of just annexing them right away, we're going to go down and we're going to go ahead and give them some subsidies. And we'll give them, sure, 7. Who cares? That's fine. We can afford it. And we'll go ahead and we'll do the same over here. And as soon as we have a couple diplomats back, there's one. We'll go over to Appleton. We'll give them same thing, 7. Nice. Killed off some rebels. And then we'll go to Pairview here. And we'll give them 7 as well. And, you know, we can definitely afford that. We're still making 200 in the profit, even with all those subsidies. You can see 28 there. Our diplomatic expenses. So let's go ahead and we'll go forward a couple of months. Oh no, not worried. Let's see if that month tick is enough to do it. We should hopefully start seeing some missionaries popping up very, very soon. But we'll just keep our eye on it. If they don't end up starting to convert, I will be a little bit sad. But, you know, all of these guys... Let's go forward a couple. Yeah, sure. Vestlern. Excellent. Anyway, it will take less than a year for all 4 of these guys, and they are all at 190 or higher. So we will be able to start annexing, and we've got 4 diplomats. If we wanted to, we could just full annex this entire territory here in less than a year's time. But I'd much rather try to get them to have the missionaries start converting, because you can see it is considered heathen, and so they just need to start the conversion. And you know, if they just aren't doing it, we'll worry about it then. But I'll give them a few months to see if they start coming around. We just got enough diplomatic power there to go ahead and finish off our influence ideas. Let's see how much of a boost that's going to be. We're currently at 590. We're about to get that fat plus 100% vassal force limit contribution. Let's go ahead and click that. Check our policies. We'll hold off on that. I think we're gonna, because we're so close to finishing out economic, we'll go ahead and I think we're going to take probably the vassal, or excuse me, the total land force limit, or more likely here the vassal obligations. That's going to give us another Diplo relations slot. You can see we're finally at 8 out of 8 after those annexations. Let's go ahead and run forward a month. Remember that was, what, 590? Let's see what we got on the month tick. 679 just from that plus 100%. Can you believe that? So if we go to our national modifiers, you can see right here, vassal force limit contribution, one from our national idea, the Crown of Barra, and another plus 100% from filling out that influence ideas. And as soon as we're done with economic here, excuse me, we're going to get another 100% vassal force limit contribution. Absolutely massive. Let's look at some of our biggest crown colonies here. We've got, of course, Amberstrode up here. Let's see how much they're contributing for us. Looking pretty good. Let's see if we can find them in here. Amberstrode alone giving us 23.4 right in the middle there. Absolutely amazing. Another couple of our colonies there. Vestland giving us over 15. We've got our fake Australia there giving us 18. That's much smaller. That's only this area right here. Can you imagine once we rip Drake's Guard off of who is this one? Vern. You know, that's definitely a good reason to go to war with Vern, is doing a little colonial war over here. And you can see that 25% aggressive expansion, so it would be very cheap if we wanted to go ahead and go that route. But anyway, I just wanted to show that is that stacking that vassal force limit contribution, especially when you've got several colonies, absolutely amazing. And our force limit is just going to keep going up and up. From here, I think we'll go ahead and we've got enough manpower saved up. Let's go ahead and build a couple more 30k army stacks just to start pushing. You know, we've got another 100 regiments we can field, so that's going to be another 3 army stacks really quick. A little boom, boom, and maybe one right here in the middle, about right here I'm feeling. Boom. Nice. So it's only been a couple of months. You can see we're still just now finally getting those armies that we spawned in, and we can finish off our economic ideas. Very nice. Another merchant, 10% goods produced, making 470. Let's go ahead and slam that down, and all the way up to 480, and we should see a much bigger increase too over the month tick. Give us another merchant. You know, we're collecting kind of wherever we can as far as end nodes go. Let's you know, we got 10% here and we're collecting in the next, so we'll go ahead and we'll transfer. That's fine. In the meanwhile, we are able to take that next policy, and of course we're going to take that +1 Diplo relation and 100% vassal force limit. Remember, we just increased up to 680. Let's go ahead and see what happens with another 100% modifier. Let that month tick over. Of course, they're no longer considered our rival. I bet we can't. Oh, we can! Oh, that's lovely. I hope that we're able to hold that through. No longer a valid rival. There it is. But let's go ahead and take a look. 768. Bada boom, bada bing. So let's go ahead. We can afford to build out another, just a casual, another, 90,000 troops? 100,000 troops? So we'll build a stack over here, maybe one over here, and I'm feeling like maybe a couple spare guys over in this area, so maybe right here in Eagle Crest. Thanks for holding us, keeping the place warm for us there. Costly trade embargo. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Bada boom. There we go. Another 9 from that 10% goods produced. Not too shabby. Okay, so the Religious League War event just fired off. You can see we can either join the Regent Court or the Coronite. And I was planning on joining the Coronite anyway, just to give a little bit more religious freedom, hopefully. But it's definitely looking pretty dang one-sided. They don't have too many members. I think their largest ally here really is just for task. Everyone else is a bunch of little nobodies. Meanwhile, the Coronite have quite a few members, not only of their faith there we go, but actually joining and plan being active in the league. This is a little bit unfortunate. I think they might go ahead and declare war, and it's unfortunate because I was hoping to go to war with Bloodgorger really quick to take a couple of territories. And unfortunately, I'm afraid if we do that, we're going to miss our opportunity. So let's go ahead and join the Coronite League. There we go. We should get a modifier, if it's like the base game, of joining in the League War, just for joining a side. And it doesn't look like that's in this mod. A little bit disappointing, but it's not a big deal. See, someone slandered our merchants, unfortunately. Okay, so after we had went ahead and force converted them, gave them subsidies, and paid off all their debt, the very first thing that all four of these guys did was build up to their force limit. And then they, I think they built a couple of buildings, but now they are finally converting their territories here. So we are not going to annex them yet. We're going to go ahead and let them, because we still only have the one missionary. And so we're going to keep him converting our stuff and let their missionaries do the work for us. And I'm more than happy to be paying an extra 28 a month in order to do this, because, you know, it saves me from having to go down the religious ideas right away. And instead we can pick that up later. Maybe we'll take that at 18. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, we basically have 4 extra missionaries working for us. And that's very, very nice. Something I think really showcases just how strong being able to sit here at the 300 vassal force limit contribution really is if we go ahead and we take a look at our military. You can see if we look at Eagle Crest, that's the very first vassal at the top there, they're providing us with 7.6 land force limit. However, if we look at these territories, you can see their total combined territories, 1.6, 2.8, we'll round up there, about 3.8. Another 0.7 there, so we're looking at 4.5. And yeah, it doesn't really matter if we round up or down at that point, but we'll round up, we'll call it 6. So their total force limit for their nation, they're only getting 6 extra force limit from these provinces, but they're providing us with 7.6 force limit. So we're actually getting more force limit by keeping these territories to our vassals than what it would be for us owning them directly at this point. So that's saving us governing capacity. We're still earning a whole bunch of money from them. Let's see, how much is Eagle Crest giving us? They're giving us 2 crowns a month, and we're ripping all of that trade and collecting it anyways for ourselves, pushing up into the Dragon Coast. So even though we don't have this territory, we're getting the full benefit essentially by making a whole bunch of money off of it, getting a whole bunch of extra troops from it because they're building their own troops, and then we also have more of a force limit for ourselves as well. Really, the only thing we're missing out on is the manpower, but we've got so much of that from every other territory that we can definitely afford to miss out on the little bit that we'd gain from our vassals. So I just want to take a moment and show just how strong having a big vassal swarm is, and we actually have one more diplomatic relation available, and so we will be releasing another vassal, or potentially trying to diplo-vassalize someone, but we'll take a look to see what type of cores we can go for, what type of cores we can release and chase after. But anyway, other than that, let's go ahead and get back to it. So the League event still has not fired. Ibavar is the leader of the Coronite League, And I'm not sure if it's their leader's disposition there being just, but he just does not want to actually declare war. You see, he's very balanced, and yet this war right now, with us being on it, is very imbalanced. So I'm not sure what the holdup is. I don't really enjoy sitting here and wait. So what we're gonna do, I think, is go ahead and just do the war with Bloodgorger really quick, and hopefully be able to get done with this super fast. Just do a really fast blitzkrieg, siege them down, break these other orcs over here, and siege down Cugdir. But in order to do that as well, I think we're gonna go ahead and we'll just move some. Ooh, excuse me there. We're gonna go ahead and move our troops over just so they're ready to siege down the back end of Cugdir, so I don't have to worry about them coming out through their back door right there. We do still have this stack over here ready to go, so they'll start sieging down the Narrows and moving in. But we also found our next vassalization target, and that's something every once in a while I do like to look at the offer vassalization, and you see for the most part it's a whole bunch of nations over here, very small ones. The most interesting one to me is Eberthil went ahead and went to war with Hroth, and you can see Hroth lost all of this territory, and if we can get an alliance with them, which we're pretty close, they would be willing to accept vassalization, and that's a lot of reconquest right there for just pure cores. So we might be doing that. That would be very interesting. But I think the best one that we've had in quite a while did just pop up, and it's actually right here, Shattered Crown. They just got bullied by Haraz Orldhum, and you can see, look at all of those cores. They almost full annexed their entire nation, but they didn't quite. And so we're going to go ahead, we'll offer them an alliance, and we'll go ahead and start improving relations, because I want to vassalize these guys as soon as possible to go ahead and go to war against Haraz Oldhum. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to go to war with Bloodgorger really quick, take some territory, just the Castanoth area right there, and then we'll be trying, if we don't get called into the League War, to get all of our cores back for a very soon-to-be vassal, Shattered Crown. Very nice. Not too shabby. We were able to get to the plus 190 very quickly. You can see that receiving subsidies definitely helps for sure. We'll go ahead and we'll offer vassalization. Bada boom, bada bing. We got ourselves a new vassal. Oh, and they've got a couple more territories there. Very good. Lot of cores. We could in fact go to war right now, and it would call in the Tunnel of Love. Very interesting. This is a different dwarf. You can see that slight shade color difference right there. So I don't see them coming over to join anytime soon. This should be a pretty quick war over there as well. But I was holding off going to war with Bloodgorger, just so that way we could make sure that we get them vassalized, because you can't send vassalization while you're at war. Now that we have them, let's go ahead and we'll just do a really quick war here. We'll do a reconquest. Looks like Dog Eater isn't going to join now. Very nice. And let's just wrap this up super quick. Very quick, decisive war. We went ahead and we've got pretty much everything all full siege down, so we are going to go ahead and start piecing out. I think we will start with Cugdir, and we're going to go ahead and pillage them. That should give us 111 again. We'll make them go ahead and steer trade, and then we'll just finish it out with a little bit of money. And that is something that they will go ahead and accept. Not that bad of a coalition. So let's go ahead and send that. Easy peasy. Go forward a day. Yeah, go ahead and let the goblins in. Why not? Next, we're at Clouded Eye, and let's see. They won't even accept a white piece for some reason, probably because we just pieced out with Cugdeer. Not too concerned. Main war target's going to be Bloodgorger, and we're going to go ahead and demand that they give us North and South Castanoth, return the core to Hammerholm, and then also give us a little bit of war reps, give us some money. As far as a coalition, that's a little bit of one, but we're right at the end of the year, and we are in that league, so it's quite possible that all of this will be ignored anyways, because we're all going to be called into the big league war. So I think I'm willing to risk that. Let's go ahead and send that. Peace out. Another war done. And let's go ahead and core up our territory here. Whew! A little bit expensive, 134. Let's see if we can't do anything. Doesn't look like it. Nothing to make that a little bit cheaper. So let's go ahead and we'll just core it all up. Not a big deal. And get our troops returned home and ready. And hopefully we do end up seeing the League War event happen. But we're just kind of at the mercy of the AI at this point, because we're not Core Knight, we can't actually declare the war ourselves. So we're just at the mercy of whoever the war leader is. And it looks like it is Anbennar. Let's see what type of leader. Militarist? There's a very good chance we might actually see it. So let's go ahead and hopefully that happens. But until then, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward for a few more months. Okay, so several very good events for us just happened all at once. Anbennar just went ahead and finally declared war. We're now at war with Pearl's Edge, North Pearls. That is, of course, the League War event. And we also got the Revelian Society Studies the God fragment. So who knows what will come of this? We'll see what happens. A new little religion might just go ahead and pop up. But in the meantime, you can see who we're actually at war with. And it is nothing to be concerned with. We're actually going to just go ahead and move our guys in. Full siege everyone down really quick here. And this can be really, really quick and easy on our part. Shouldn't actually have to do much of any sort of heavy lifting here, because there's just so few people on the Emperor's side. And we just stole ourselves the first flagship of the game. Very, very nice. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so the war is going on pretty dang good. You can see we've got almost all of Vertesk siege down. Just this massive swarm of 30 to 50,000 soldiers or so. Eastern side completely locked down. And if we look at the war participation, we are number one, of course. And that's because we've got that 157k total troops lost. And unfortunately, that isn't because we actually were fighting good battles. That's because I had all of my little 30k stacks over here to squash down rebels. Wasn't paying any attention to them. Didn't move them. Laurent gave mill access, and the Emperor came over with about 120,000 soldiers and squashed several of them while we were over here in Corinthar. I just was clicking through, not paying any attention to the notifications. So that does mean that we are below our force limit, but you can see we are going ahead and we're building back up. We're up to 785. I'm spawning in another 330k stacks up here, but that's okay. We've got plenty of manpower to spare. We're recuperating way plenty. We're going to be back sieging our vassals right here. They got sieged down. You can see that. But we're almost done with Vertesk. We're completely done on the eastern side, other than this one little fort right there. But that's almost done. And after this, we're just going to be blitzing down. Boom, 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 boom. Sieging down Pearl's Edge. And this should conclude the war pretty decisively. Probably within the next... I'd say probably 2 years on the outside. It's just going to depend on how fast these forts fall. But anyway, almost done with Vertesk, and onto the western front. Okay, so we were able to move our ships right here, and this is very, very important because Pearl's Edge, you can see West Ham isn't actually in the war. And because Pearl's Edge does not control both sides or either side and the crossing, it means that they can't move over at all. So they can move over to Magisterium, but with more ships over here, they're just stuck on the islands. So we'll go ahead and we'll split our fleet just to make sure that they can't retreat over here through Wex. Even though Wex isn't part of the war, we don't want them, same thing, crossing over. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And look at that, just in time to trap the other army here from Magisterium. So we've got, if we look at their military here, they've got a combined total of, we'll round up 300,000. And we can see 100,000, about 120,000, 130,000 troops stuck on these islands right here. So about half of their total army is just right here, and we can see another 40k there and 23k there. So this war now is completely over. All we have to do is siege down the couple of castles that they have, and it's GG's for the Pearl's Edge there. And global trade has arrived. Very, very nice. Of course, it had to come to us as we are the most valuable trade node in the game. Look at that, absolutely demolishing the Dame's Head and Aben Coast. Up to 119 basically. Very, very nice. Nice little bonuses there, and of course it'll give until end of game for that province 10% local trade power. Not too shabby for a trade focused province like it is. So Castanoth just pieced out with Corintar there. You can see that big, what is that, 12-year truce with everyone. Boom, 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 boom. But what's very important and very interesting about that is they actually forced them to release the Pioneers Guild. You can see they did go ahead and ally Barumon just now, and they are guaranteed by both Cugdir, they went ahead and guaranteed them right away, and also Castanoth. However, we do have a conquest for Estille to take this province. Don't know why, and honestly, I don't really care. But we are allowed to go ahead and do that, and because we're still in the war, fighting alongside Castanoth, they cannot join, and Barumon is still in the war with us right now. They haven't been pieced out. So that just leaves Cugdir. And Cugdir, normally, we'd have another, 9 years in our truce. So this actually cuts the truce that we have with Cugdir down by 9 years, letting us go to war with them again. I'm not sure if they have anything. Looks like they don't even have any cores that we can take for our vassal. But that's okay. Maybe we'll feed these provinces to Hammerholm. If nothing else, we'll just go ahead and take some more money out of them. But we're going to go ahead and utilize that right now while we can. We did just send the diplomat to spy on them. So as soon as they get back in just a couple of... as soon as enough time goes forward... There we go, and we'll make sure that no one else did anything funky. There we go. So we're going to go to war with Cugdir. We're going to go to war with Pioneers Guild. This should be very, very quick, very easy. They don't even have any morale. As you can see, there's going to be just a little bit of aggressive expansion with a little tiny small coalition forming. But like I said, I think we can quite easily take this on with some careful maneuvering here. Do we want to return cores? Cugdir, don't care. Nothing else. So we'll go ahead and we'll just peace out for this. It's right at the end of the year as well. Not bad. And we did take these for ourselves. So let's go ahead and we'll core this up really quick. Very, very nice. As you can see, we do have a tiny little bit of aggressive expansion after taking those two territories from Cugdir and the Pioneers Guild. But luckily, half of these guys were about to be locked out in a truce with as soon as we're done with the war. And the other half, I think we should be able to take care of with just some careful maneuvering as far as declaring a couple of very key tactical wars here in the next few years. And for the big guys over here like Laurent, we'll go ahead and we'll just do a kind of a launch a surprise attack against Laurent while we're still in this war over here. And we should be able to take them out pretty dang quick and easy. Probably for these territories here that we have the claims on that we need for our mission tree here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And it'll be for Iochond. There we go. Who has a claim here? Big Wheat. Oh, excellent. But we'll go ahead and do it for ourselves. You see, this is going to be a pretty easy war as well. And we'll go ahead and declare that. Excellent. Now, before we get too much further into this, I think this is where we're going to call it. A nice little cliffhanger, as it were. So we're almost completely done with the Coronite League. And we're going into our 4th war with Laurent, this time over our claims here in Reverhaven. And we're going to take all of those and also at least one territory so we can release Durain. And the next time we go to war with Laurent, we'll go ahead and release them as a vassal and get all of these cores back for them. So that should be it for the session. I appreciate you coming and watching as always. And if you got any questions or comments, as always, I read everything down below. So thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.